This is Yerushalmi Berachos Daf Nun Hey, according to the Osvad or article editions. It is starts in towards the middle of Daf Lamed Ches Amud Aleph in the Vilna edition, and we did the first two lines yesterday, and so we're starting from Tani. You're standing and davening in a thoroughfare or in a plaza. You should it's a public thoroughfare. Matter of fact, these are the definitions of Rishus Rabbi, Sratio Platio. So you really shouldn't be standing there blocking the way of traffic. So definitely, if a donkey comes or if a carriage comes, you should get out of the way. So as long as you don't interrupt your davening. In other words, yes, you should move. That's not enough reason to interrupt. Continue when you get to your new place. This is a slightly different version of this story than the Bavli. In the Bavli, we have the Bavli we have the second version actually. The first version of the story is not in the Bavli. So Rabbi Chanan who was of course one of the great Bali Moisim of Chazaf, not the greatest. That he was standing down, and a snake came because and bit him. So he didn't stop davening. He found that snake dead. Muta api choro, and he was cast upon his own hole. I guess he even managed to get back to his own hole before he died. They said, "Well, a person is bitten by a snake. Woe to the snake which bites." So, my asking, so that it's not two versions. I made a mistake before. It's one story. It's just that starts in the middle. Now it goes back to the beginning. What was the story of the snake? When he used to bite a person. If a person went first to the water, then the snake would bite. And the person would die. So actually, it is different than Bavli. Because the Bavli is talking about a snake which was biting people, and Rabbi Chanan deliberately went and put his foot over the hole of the snake in order the snake to come out and bite him. And then he said that you should see that it's not the snake which kills, it's the chait which kills. And then they said oilo the snake, and oilo the person bitten by the snake, and oilo to the snake which bit Rabbi Chanan b'doisa. But here it sounds like it was not deliberate. It was just this dangerous snake which was there, and he was standing davening. Not with the foot over the hole, but the snake came and bit him, and there was no issue of him having to get to the water ahead of the snake. The Pnei Moshe says the Chavar Avar is Arura Bamin Achashvan Tzav. She's Kakim Zayim Zay. I believe that also appears in the Bavli, that it's the result of a turtle and a snake mating with each other. But in any event, it's a type of snake. Musukam Road. That's what Pnei Moshe says. So, Amar Tamid of this Tamid said, Rebbe Lo Gashta. Did you not feel while you were davening the snake was biting you? Amar said, said he took a shvuah and he said that, so to speak, the snake would come by me if I felt anything. And of course, there's a big aspiration which one can aspire to, probably not anybody in our generation, but Moldek Tzaitin, that aspire to Ispashus Agashmias during Tefillah. And they say about Rechaim Volozhin that once there was a fire in Volozhin, and Rechaim was middle of Shmoneh Esrei, they took him out, and when he opened his eyes at the end of Shmoneh Esrei, he asked, how do you get outside? So that type of concentration is something which is extraordinary and probably impossible for almost all of us. But this was the Rechaim was so involved in the tefillah, he didn't feel the snake. Amar Bitza Velaza Barlokash Baruchu Mayan Tachas Kapos Raglov. So he tries to explain the miracle, not that the snake died like the Bavli and like we assume till now because it bit Rabbi Chaim and Daisa, but no, the fountain, a spring, was made under Rabbi Chaim and Daisa's foot. So Mimela, he automatically was the one who got first to the water. L'kayim Hashem, in order to fulfill that which it says, V'tzoni Rabbi Yaseh, Hashem does the will of those who fear him. V'shavasam Yishma v'Yoshem, he hears the tefillah and he saves them. So here, the way he saved Rabbi Yerushalmi Berachos is by this fountain coming out underneath him, and the Rashi brings down that in fact Rashi in Daflam Gimel Amrav in Brachos in the Bavli does bring down this Yerushalmi about the water, but it's not in the Bavli itself. Okay, halacha beis masnisin maskirin gvus kishamim b'tchilas hamesim. We say Mashiach Baruch Min Hageshem b'tchilas hamesim. V'shalim kishamim b'berachos hashalim. You ask for rain, saying Tamot lebracha in Baruch Aleinu. V'avdal b'chanei das. V'avdal b'chanei das. So we keep on Omer bracha Rabbi Yisrael Atzma. Havdalah is a fourth bracha in and of itself. Lezamer bodar. Leza says you say you say by in Ritzei. I'll be saying much later this way. Okay, says Gemara, Hashem shetchias hamesim chaim le'olam, just like the tchias hamesim, the resurrection of dead, it brings life to the world. Kach is kshamim chaim le'olam. So too, bringing the rain coming down is also brings life to the world. That's why it's mentioned in the bracha and tchias and chaim hamesim. He says, if you look at Moshe, he says. From the following pasuk, we learn that they're linked to each other. So and rain are linked in a same pasuk or in the same area pasukim. It's the same pasuk, mamish. Yes, same pasuk. No, two pasukim. Vav Beis and Gimel. Okay, so let's see inside. So that's referring to Tchias HaMesim. The near the Fadas is Hashem K'Shachar Nachol Motz'o, and the rest of the pasuk is which not brought down here, but the Moshe brought down the Yovo Kegeshem Lanu. That is rain, and they are juxtaposed to each other. See, it says V'Ram Eliyahu Tishvi Mitoshvei Gil Achov. Eliyahu said to Achov, Chai Hashem, he took a shvua, if there be any rain during these years, they're less for the next 3 years, except if I say so. The Reb Berachos said Eliezer and one thing, and Rabbanan said another thing. HaKadosh Baruch Hu listened to him and stopped both rain and dew. But the other man, the Amar says, rain he listened to, but he didn't. Hashem did not stop the dew. He learns that from the following pasuk. So it sounds like since they say etna tal matar at the end of the 3 years, it's etna matar. So the indication is that tal never stopped. So only the rain had to be brought back. Nishmalo Echan Hutar Nidro Shel Tal. So that's the case. Where was the nether of Tal annulled? It says only he's going to give rain. What about the dew? So if you hold the Xer never took effect on dew, fine. But if you take hold the Xer did take effect on dew, so where is it annulled? So Gemara says, Amar Rabbi Tanchuma Adrei. Rabbi Tanchuma Adrei said, and Adrei is the place where he came from. Sami Mema, they wanted to say, Neder Shetemi Klolo, Hutar Kulo. Once part of a neder is mutter, the entire thing is mutter. So therefore, once they had, once Hashem was matir neder on mutter, it was also matir the neder mimela became mutter also on the tal. That's one shot. Isabai Mema, some say b'nashel tzarfis. When Eliyahu had to bring back to life the the daughter, the son of the woman in Sarfas, that's when the nether of Tal had to be rescinded. Vayikra Hashem Yom Hashem L'Chai Gomer. The after so he said the full pasuk is so he wants to bring back the soul of that child which had expired. So the word gives a mashal here, and it says, "I'm Rabbi Ben Pazi." So now I guess somebody stole the doctor's kit. When the doctors made house calls, they had the bag with them. So he stole the doctor's kit. Inkshu Yotze, as he's leaving, stealing the kit. Nivtza Beno, his son got wounded. Chasa Etzlo, he came back to the doctor. Adonia Rofe, my master, the doctor. Heal my son. So he said, give me back the kit. It has all the medications. And then I'll heal your son. Go be matir the nether of Tal. In other words, you have to give me the Tal back. Mesim are only restored to life. They're only resurrected through Tal. Do that, and I'll bring the son of service back to life. I know the Mason only come back to life with him. Do this is a pasuk in Yeshaya. Your dead will be brought to life, back to life. The corpses will arise. So wake up and rejoice, those who dwell in the ground. Because a dew of light is your dew. Melech Eretz Ephraim Tapil, and the land of the spirits will be cast aside. It's like that effect. And Rabbi Tanchum Adraya Varatav Kider Tiflet. So when he explains that in the Basuk, Eretz Ephraim Tapil means that the land will take those spirits which are given to it as a pikadon, as for safekeeping. It will regurgitate them. It will release them. The Mashbiach points out that obviously it seems that the Tal of Tchias HaMeser should not be the same Tal as the Tal of Olam Hazeh. He says that there's two Tals. There's Tal Shel Bracha, a regular Tal, and Tal Shel Bracha. And the Tal Shel Bracha also stopped when the regular Tal stopped. They're both included in Tal, even though they have different purposes and different ramifications. So in Mimela, the Kodesh Baruch Hu says to Yonavi, you can't have one without the other. You can't ask me to give you the Tal Shel Bracha to use if you don't allow me to bring back the regular Tal. And he says, interesting enough, that the same Tal, I'm not sure exactly what it means, but the same Tal Mota Livracha, so this we want the Tal is, according to Pete, the Tal never stops. How can you down for Tal? You can say Moed Al Tov is a Sheva, but how can you down for Tal? Tal never stops. So that's to say, no, it's true that Tal never stops, but there's an even higher majority of Tal Shel Bracha. So there's the same Tal Umota Livracha. That, because that Tal we don't always get. Well, presumably we only get Tchias HaMesim, or perhaps there's some even higher level of normal Tal, which is akin to Tchias HaMesim, the Tal of Tchias HaMesim. So we're davening for the Tal of Bracha. Okay. It says more further. Rabbi Yaakov the Parchanan b'Shem Reish Lakish b'Shosh Asa Avram Zikenin Ritzoni. So when Avram, our ancestor, did my Ratzon, Shbazlo She'eni Meziz Talmi B'Nav Olam. I took an oath that I'm never going to remove do from his children forever. Matam, what pasuk teaches us? L'cha tal yaldu secha. The pasuk in Tehillim, Amcha nedavos biyom chelecha kari kedem irechem mishcharlach tal yaldu secha nishba Hashem lo'inachem atokein lo'olam al divrasi malki tzedek. So evidently, because this is when Avraham was appointed a Kohen instead of Melchizedek, Melech Sholem. So then HaKadosh Baruch Hu also promised him that he's not from that time Tal Yaldu Secha, there will be forever, because as it says here, Lech Tal Yaldu Secha Hashem Lo Yinochem. Amar Rabbi Yehuda ben Pazi b'daitikin nisativ laVram, as a gift. I gave it to Avraham. It was Matana Sativ Lo. Saitik is a star, but perhaps the puzzle is like the star, but and then it's the gift itself. Matana Sativ Lo v'yitain l'chol lokim mital hashamayim. So, which is what Yitzchak gave over to Avraham Avinu. So, saying that Avraham got it, and he bestowed it as a gift to Yitzchak, and then Yitzchak bestowed it as a gift to Yaakov. And the way the way the Pnei Moshe explains it is v'yitain. Since it says v'yitain l'cha. Why v'yitain, why not just yitain? Because it's saying that that which Avraham Avinu was given to and gave to me, I'm going to give to you. Okay, it's an ongoing process of giving. It's not starting here. It's something which is already came to Avraham Avinu. Amar Rabbi Yishmael bar Nachmani b'shah Yisrael boim lidei avero, when Am Yisrael comes to do averos, ma'asim and bad deeds, akshomin ne'atzorim, and the rain stops. Him avin lem zokin echad. I bring an elder, Kion Rabbi Yosef Lili, such Rabbi Yosef Lili, Vu Mavgia Ba'adam, and he davens for them. Maksham Mavgia is a language, strong, a strong type of davening, like a confrontation, and presumably similar to what Choniam Agel did, and Shami Yard, and the rain comes down. I will tell any Erbis Chusbriya. The Tal does not come down in the merit of any specific individual. Ma'atam pasitishas Kitar Vivim Meis Hashem Kal Meis Hashem Kirvivim Ale Esev Asher Lo Yikavel Ish Lo Echel Miyadam. The Tal which comes down, the moisture on the grass, does not hope for a person, nor does it yearn for anybody to be the merit which brings it down. So it's interesting, the idea of B'yitei L'cha, B'tal Hashemayim B'shmanei Oretz. What is the bracha? It would seem that it's automatic. Tal, according to most of the opinions here, Tal never stops. So it could be Tal Hashemayim is something else. It could be Tal Hashemayim is additional moisture. In other words, we know the dew is basically condensation. Could be Tal Shamayim means additional dew, which is like a bracha, which comes from Shamayim. Just thinking out loud. I don't know if that's actually the case. I'm looking around here and seeing anybody says anything about it. He says, Maneo says something cute. He says, there's Ava Hashem Machshava Dibur Maisa. Gimel Pamim Ava comes out Tal. So Avraham Avinu did Ratzon Hashem Machshava Dibur Maisa. So therefore he got the bracha of Tal, which then he gave over to Yitzchak, and Yitzchak gave over to Yaakov. Yeah, but they don't really explain what's the bracha of Tal Shemayim. So maybe that, like I said, Tal Shemayim is different than regular Tal. And that Tal Shemayim leads to Shmane Oretz, leads to additional better crops. Rabbi Shem Chanina, if you are supposed to say Mashu Ruchmi Ageshem, Biskish Tal, and you meant said Maria Tal instead, Emar Zino so. Don't make it go back. But Tal, you're supposed to say Maria Tal, but he's Biskish Ageshem, you mentioned rain, Machzirno so. So it says they make it have to go back. So in the winter, we said Maria Tal, it's okay. The summer, we said Maria Geshem, it's not okay. The way it says more about tiny, but Tal Ruchos Lochi Ruch Chachamim last year says Tal and Ruch Chachamim do not require to mention. If Ratzel has care, Maskir, if you want to mention them, you mention them. If you said Mashi working with Geshem and said Maria Tal, since Maria Tal is optional, what's the problem? Right? So the Gemara says, I'll tell you what the problem is. Lo dami ahuda meko, lo the lo matzlev lo meko. To have rain in the summer is considered to be a klola because it ruins the crops out in the field. So therefore, which are have been harvested already. So therefore, it's not comparable to somebody who doesn't daven and doesn't curse to somebody who just issued a curse. To say Mashi Worchmin Geshem in the summer is a curse, and you don't have to say Murder Tal, but you say Murder Geshem, that's cursing, and therefore you have to make you go back. Geshem is Kishatam Emak Zero. So if you say case what's the Mashi Worchmin Geshem, it's the wind. You said Tal Emak, make it go back. What time did we learn? In Losha Birchos Hashanim, you didn't ask for rain because Hashanim Mashlois Kir Gavurus Kishami. You didn't mention Gavurus Kishami. Kias Ameis Emak Zero. So make it go back. Says so. You see, do I go back? Bahu the lo Itka lo Tav lo Mata. So if he didn't mention Tal, he mentioned neither Tal nor Mata. Mention Tal, that's good enough. Rabbi Chuna im lo sha'al beberchos hashanim. If you forgot to say the same time Mata and Baruch Aleinu, Omer Shamer Tefillah, say in Shamer Tefillah. With the Kavasah, simply im lo Iska Gvurz Kisham Tchias Amesim. L'chera, the same malach. If you didn't say Mashur Chmin Hageshem, Omer B'Shamer Tefillah. You can say in Shamer Tefillah. And there's a logic to it. Ma'am shelu shu midochak. Omer b'shomer tefillah. She'ela, which is said b'dochak, you need it, right? And if you say it, you can say in the shomer tefillah as kol shumei revach. And the Kari explains shevach ba'alma, right? It's a praise. But then he says, "Kosa rash l'chora and nira kemi abavli elabaskar la'olam as k'machzirno so shein cholom rabbi shumei tefillah." So he says she's skimu k'divrei Yerushalmi. So the Yerushalmi holds not like the Bavli that you can say if you can make a mashi ruchmin hageshem also in shema koleinu, and it's kal v'chomer. If so, something which is you request, you can make them shema koleinu. You don't have to go back to its actual bracha. Something which is a shevach, you can also make them in shema koleinu. And now we're at the bottom of Nun Heim Beis. So the one we'll have to go to the top of the Vav and Alf. But the time he was learning Lo Shal Birchos Hashanim O Shalo is Kikuras Hashanim for this makes him Machshin also. He didn't say when Mashi Ruach was saying to go back. Dimi Achleid Rabbi Yossi Shalo Amar b'Shomer Tefillah. That's specifically where he didn't say it in Shomer Tefillah. In Shomer Tefillah, that's good enough.